Do you want them to go to a program where the coach is cheating on his wife? Do you want them to go to a program where the coach is a raging alcoholic like Bob Huggins? Do you want them to go to the program where it seems like everywhere you go, something snaky follows you and you can't win like Sean Miller?
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
How NBA players choose their college. And by NBA players choosing their college, I mean guys that are ranked top 10, top 15 in every single national recruiting ranking. They're seeing their names on mock drafts. There's a very high likelihood that they're going to matriculate into the NBA and have a professional basketball career in the National Basketball Association. When you know that you have a chance to play basketball for a high level of money, you have to start putting yourself on the pathway that is going to be the most efficient way to make sure that you play basketball for money. And the way the rules are in the collective bargaining agreement now with the NBA, you got to be 19 when you declare for the NBA draft, or maybe when you get drafted. I can't remember what it really is. But there's a one and done rule. And so that 1 year can be overtime elite. It can be G League Ignite. You can go overseas, or you can go to college like most people do. And if you are someone who is an NBA player, you want to be one and done, this is how you're going to choose your college. This is what I've seen. This is what I know. This is what I've been a part of. And this is the most successful pathways that exist right now in the college basketball system when it comes to going to the NBA. Number one, you're going to pick a head coach that has a proven track record of NBA success. You're going to pick a coach that has sent guys to the league. Send guys to the league that you know. Send guys to the league that are having success in the league. Send guys in the league that are still working in the league, whether they're playing or they're coaching. Preferably somebody that might even have been in the league themselves or played or coached in the NBA themselves. You look at Villanova right now, right? They got a lot of guys that are in the NBA. And that was Jay Wright. And that wasn't the case for them at one time. They would have a few guys here and there, but once they start winning national championships, they keep putting a lot of guys into the NBA, and they're still benefiting from that to this day. You know, Cam Whitmore, somebody that played at Villanova, he was projected to be a top 5 pick. He fell to number 20 in the draft of the Houston Rockets because of medical issues, and as we just see in the 2023 Summer League, he won the MVP. Now, we don't know what his NBA career is going to be, but clearly he's a first-round pick. He got a guaranteed contract, Summer League MVP. Cam Whitmore accomplished his goal when it came to him choosing Villanova and getting to the NBA. And that's because Jay Wright is a great basketball patriarch inside the Villanova basketball family. The Villanova basketball team is now coached by Kyle Neptune, so hopefully he continues to do that. But he has to be able to build on that and say, we have sent all these guys to the NBA. You're the one that's up next. When the one and done rule came into place, you remember Kentucky and what they were doing. Every other school didn't want to embrace it. Coach Calipari did embrace it. You're going to come here. You're going to be here for 6 months. You ain't even going to have to go to class your second semester because it doesn't matter. After them 6 months, when the NCAA tournament is done, you are to the league. Kentucky fans can't stand it. They want to win national championships. Calipari, he's for the players. He's about getting these bags. I think he has over $1 billion in NBA contracts now. So clearly it worked. Every player I know that wants to get to the league, they're going to choose a coach that's already been there or sent somebody there. It's very rare that you see a guy who is ranked top 10, top 15, and they choose a school that doesn't have the basketball pedigree and the NBA relationships, and they take a chance on somebody that's an outsider in that coaching realm, unless it's someone who they're related to or they have a serious previous relationship with. Number 2. NBA players to go to college, they're looking to play for a championship, man. They're looking to play for a championship. You know, there's some guys that are looking to get bags and NIL, of course. That's a part of it. But when you watch men's college basketball or women's college basketball, what's the most exciting time? March Madness. This is what gets promoted the most. This is what looks like the most fun basketball ever. They want to play for a title. So if you are a coach that doesn't have a winning program, how do you think that you're going to get NBA players? You got to convince guys that are in the middle of the pack that ain't ranked top 15. They might be ranked number 50. You got to convince them to come to your school and develop them into NBA players. Because guys that are going to go to the NBA, they want to play for a championship. And they only got 1 year, maybe 2. So they want to get to the championship. They want to get to the championship fast. Now, as a coach, you want that type of player. You want a guy that wants to win. You don't want a guy like Ben Simmons, who went to LSU. It was more of a family thing, but that was a business decision for him. He wasn't thinking about national championships. He's thinking about going to LSU, being down there in the family situation, had his family down there. They all moved from Australia or wherever that they came from. And you go watch his documentary, you can see his entire freshman year at LSU and what he went through and what he was counting down to. That was just a pit stop to get to the league. He wasn't concerned about going to the tournament. He wasn't concerned about winning a national title. Now, me, I wouldn't want to coach somebody like that. I don't care how gifted you are. I want somebody who wants to win, because that's what my job is evaluated on, and that's why I'm doing this anyways, because I want to win. So legit NBA players who go on to star, they usually want to win a championship in college as well. And number 3, NBA players, they want to play for a high-character coach. You know, they're getting recruited when they're 16, 17, 18 years old. They know the world through their lens and their neighborhood and their experiences. So when you walk in, you are a new introduction in their life. You're going to be one of the most important people in their life. You're going to expose them to things they have never seen. And they want a high-character coach, because players grow up and they look back and they understand who was giving them real information that still helps them and feeds them to this day. And they look at coaches that were just using them for their talent. Lute Olson is a great example. If you listen to any of his former players, Gilbert Arenas, Richard Jefferson, Jason Gardner, anybody that played at Arizona, they all speak extremely highly of Lute Olson. He was a man of high character and taught them a lot. Look how Draymond Green talks about Tom Izzo. All the players go to Michigan State, how they feel about Tom Izzo. Listen to all the Duke players that they talk about Coach K. Listen to all the Carolina players that they talked about Dean Smith. Listen to the IU players and how they talked about Bob Knight at that time. All these coaches had their antics. All these coaches did stuff like, man, that wasn't no high character move. But for that many players, for that many generations to still have deference and respect for you, that means that you had an impact on them, not just when they were teenagers, not when they were in their 20s, when they 30s and 40s and beyond. You impacted them when they were boys, and you impacted them when they were men. That's why I don't understand how somebody can send their son to go play for Rick Pitino. Right? This is a guy that got fired from Louisville for sex. He got fired from Louisville for immorality. He got fired from Louisville for cheating on his wife with a staff member, allegedly getting the staff member pregnant and threatening her to get an abortion. Something crazy. Something that 22-year-olds do that ain't on scholarships. Something that's probably going to happen to somebody on your basketball team. I can tell you this right now. I went to IU, and I ain't talking about the athletes. I'm talking about me, my friends, and my social circle. I've seen that situation multiple times. I've been in situations similar myself. You want a high-character coach. And when you're a parent, you're helping your kid pick which program you want them to go to. Do you want them to go to a program where the coach is cheating on his wife? Do you want them to go to a program where the coach is a raging alcoholic like Bob Huggins? Do you want them to go to the program where it seems like everywhere you go, something snaky follows you and you can't win like Sean Miller? You got to look at these coaches for who they are. It ain't just St. John's and West Virginia and now Xavier with Sean Miller. You're looking and getting enamored with the basketball glamour. These men are going to be talking and teaching your son every single day, everything they know. Your son's going to be looking at them. Your son's going to be studying them. This is going to probably be the first person in their life who they know for a fact is a millionaire and that has a relationship with them. The impact on that is massive. This is going to be a father figure. The Bible talks about this. Elijah, when he was talking to I think his name was Elisha, Elisha. They had a spiritual father figure, father-son relationship. They weren't related, but he was a mentor. He was a father figure, and he took it very seriously. This is something that's real. Why would you send the most valuable gift in the world that God has given you, your baby boy, to somebody whose morals and integrity doesn't align with you? Do you want them teaching your son to cheat on his wife? Do you want Bob Huggins to teach your son that you need to get drunk to be a millionaire? Do you want Sean Miller to be teaching your son that, hey, I know we was all involved in this FBI pay-to-play scandal, but Emmanuel, Book, Richardson, you're going to go to jail. And I'm going to act like nothing happened. Bruce Pearl, same situation. There's no reason to be entertaining coaches of low character. There's too many out here that have high character. And I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a lot of them that have low character. So when you are a top 15, top 10, top 5 kid, pick a coach who you respect, whose life you want to mimic, and someone that when you have your life situations, when you get in your 20s, when you get in your 30s, and things that you can't talk about with mommy and daddy, things you can't talk about with your friends, things you can't talk about with your teammates, that father figure coach, he going to answer your calls. He going to make sure that you're taken care of. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.